Hey everybody, welcome to Give Me 5 minutes with Fort Smith City Director Neil Martin. There's been a lot of things going on, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. First off, for the last 2 weeks, we have been meeting almost every night to talk about the 2024 budget. So we've gone through every department, looking at what they're planning on spending in 2024, looking at details of their department. So there's been a lot of that happening. We finished on Thursday. But last week on December 12th, we also had a study session. And the study session was pretty important. We talked about, we had a presentation by the Community School of the Arts. We had discussions regarding 646 downtown and the activities that they perform. But probably the most important thing is related to a reviewing of results of a water rate study. So we've talked about water rates for the last couple of years. There was Act 605, which mandated that all cities had to have a rate study and enact those rate studies. We got an exemption for that because we're under the consent decree, but we still had a water rate study. And so we got their results last Tuesday. And that was done by Burns & McDonnell. It's an engineering firm. And the results were pretty interesting. So it drives off the capital improvement plan. And as we've talked over the last couple weeks, the water capital improvement plan is nearly $500 million. And it covers things like expansion of our water treatment facility at Lake Fort Smith. It covers a transmission line coming down from Lake Fort Smith into the South Fort Smith, the southeast of Fort Smith. And there's a lot of things on there. So it's, again, about $500 million. And so it drives off that CIP, and then it looks at water rates. And Burns & McDonnell came back to us with two different scenarios. And both of them are to increase our water rates over a period of years. And one of them also includes a half-cent sales tax. And so I encourage you to go to fortsmithar.gov/watch and go watch the meeting on Tuesday where we talked about all the various things associated with it. So from that discussion, the very next night we met in budget hearing, and it was proposed to put that half-cent sales tax on the agenda this Tuesday. It went really quickly, but it got enough vote, or it got enough directors concurring, and so it is on our agenda. So you're going to have to pay attention to this Tuesday for the discussions about that sales tax. So a lot of things happening last week, busy week. We'll talk more about the sales tax here in just a second. This Tuesday, December 16th, we have a regular board meeting where we'll vote on a number of items. I'll only hit on a few of them, but you need to be aware of some of the things going on. We will be voting to adopt the 2024 budget. We will be voting for new needs. This is new positions at various parts of the city, 9 new positions, 12 new equipment purchases. It's about $2 million in new needs. We'll be voting on executing a contract for an item that was on our agenda, then it got pulled, and now it's back on. It's about $22 million consent decree project with Vortex Solutions, Vortex Services. This will be interesting. We'll also be voting on the capital improvement plans that we talked about. But the most important thing is the discussion or the vote around the half-cent sales tax and calling a special election on that half-cent sales tax. So there's only a couple times of the year that you can have a special election. One is in March, the other is in November. And in order to get this in the special election in March, the board would have to vote on it. And that would be this Tuesday. Gives us ample time to put all the communications together. But we'll be voting on that half-cent sales tax for water. We're not voting on water rates, some of the things that we talked about last week. We're voting on that half-cent sales tax. I encourage you to watch the meeting from last week, see some of the information that was provided, and contact your director. If you're for it, if you're against it, contact your director. Make sure that they are aware of what's going on. This is pretty impactful for you, the citizens, and for the people of Fort Smith. So I encourage you to do that. So we would be voting we'd be voting, and if it were to pass, it would then go to the citizens in an election in March. That's how it would work. So again, reach out to me, reach out to my fellow board members to let us know how you feel about this. A lot of things going on. You can always come down to the Blue Line at 101 North 2nd Street in downtown Fort Smith. That's where our meeting will be. And I encourage you to communicate and stay involved and make sure that we're aware of the things that you think, and we know how we vote because we are your representatives. So I look forward to hearing from you. Everybody, that's it for this week's Give Me Five. I hope the information was informative. I hope it made you better aware of the items in front of your board of directors. Don't hesitate to reach out to me or your other board of directors regarding this half-cent sales tax. We need to hear from you. It's a big week, and we'll do this again next week on Give Me Five.